Fellow Ambazonians, the Ambazonian War Draft goes to Ndonga Mantum County on Saturday, August 14th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Amba time. In the course of the last year, we have all witnessed the growth of Ndonga Mantum County in the fight to actualize our restored independence. This is a county that was infested with barbarians and murderers from the Republic of Cameroon. But now, those terrorists and enablers are beginning to hear the music of our Ambazonia Restoration Forces of Ndonga Mountain County. With the gory images of the Ngabu massacre still present on our minds as a constant reminder of the evilness of our enemies, it must be our duty to come out in our drove to support Ndonga Mantum County in their efforts to get rid of these murderous elements. We must acknowledge the leadership of Chairman Zebelongji, who has shown incredible strength and leadership in the face of thunderous adversity. We also appreciate the unbreakable Joe Bashi, the defense chair of Ndonga Mantum County, for his steady leadership and counsel to the Ambazonia Restoration Forces of Ndonga Mantum County. My dear countrymen and women, Ndonga Mantum County is one of the gateways into our territory. The terrorist troops of the Republic of Cameroon have used this gate to come into our beloved Ambazonia to massacre our people, and it is time to help Ndonga Mantum County shut down that gate with our participation and draft. We must tell the people of Ndonga Mantum that we stand with them, that we still mourn with them, that we shall never abandon them to our enemies. We must honor our fallen heroes and heroines of Ndonga Mantum County with our draft. Sons and daughters of Ndonga Mantum, Ambazonia stands with you. Let's join the Ndonga Mantum chairman, my friends. Let's join our president, Dr. Samuel Ikomesako, in the Ndonga Mantum Ambazonia War Draft on Saturday, August 14th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Amba time. May the massacred angels of Ngabu sharpen the sword of our Ambazonia Restoration Forces of Ndonga Mantum County. May the Lord give strength to Ndonga Mantum County to bring Armageddon to the terrorist troops of the Republic of Cameroon. May our fallen heroes and heroines of Ndonga Mantum rest in eternal power. God bless the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.
Wherever you go, in whatever you do, whatever you are, remember your homeland. Motarbitala, our Motarbitala, our Motarbitala, our
Dear fellow Ambazonians, accept revolutionary greetings. The road has been rough, the wound has been deep, the pit has been dark, and the walls have been stiff. Since 1960 to present, we have seen them come in different forms, some like tigers, some like lions, some like wolves in sheep clothing, giving all sorts of beautiful promises, telling us how they are going to transform Donga Mountain County like a new Jerusalem, such as witnessed by St. John at the island of Patmos. Fellow Ambazonians, but when you and I take a retrospection into the past and present reality of that beautiful county with nice scenery and topography, natural resources, and a well-established God-given grazing land, coincidentally, a gateway into
which leads
southern
to
Cameroon.
October
Yet,
southern Cameroon.
when you
The
look
flag of
at the development in that very county, we ask ourselves, what is wrong with Donga Mountain County development that cannot be cured or corrected with what is right with Donga Mountain development? Fellow Ambazonians, when we look at the deplorable roads, dilapidated buildings scattered from one place to another, absence of pipe-borne water, poor electricity supply, the absence and the complete mess of the hospital equipments, sometimes we ask ourselves, was it a curse that we had people we call elites? But the good news is that after the launch of the war draft and the establishment of the county structure, the story is not going to be the same. Fellow Ambazonians, this explains why we are inviting all the sons and daughters of Donga Mountain origin, as well as friends and well-wishers, and the entire southern Cameroonians to turn out massively this Saturday the 14th, 2021 at exactly 7 p.m. Amba time prompt. Collectively, we are going to raise our voice in our unmistakable chorus, force into our coat pocket and our bags, pull out generous amount of support to give to the people of Donga Mountain during the war draft, because only the war draft will be the answer to your development. Only the war draft will be what will chase out all those blood-sucking scammers who have spent all their time promising you everything that they will never fulfill them. They have come each time to give you fish and not a net or a hook. It is only a war draft that will usher a new beginning and reflect a development for your well-being and collective courtesy, so that each and everyone should feel his belonging and enjoy the priority that has been given to us by the Almighty. It is only through your war draft that we'll be able to chase out all those intruders, all those barbaric fellows who have descended upon the peaceful people of Donga Mountain, inflicting huge pains on them, including raping, including torture, including killing, including the continual harassment and looting of the property of the peaceful people of Donga Mountain. Fellow Ambazonians, we are calling on each and everyone to turn out a historic number. Below this announcement, you will find the Zoom link. Do us a favor. Please help to disseminate this Zoom link. Let it reach all the sons and daughters, both of Ndonga Mantum origin and the entire southern Cameroonians in general, from north to east, west and south, both the young and the elderly, female and male, so that collectively we can turn out in historic number. Fellow Ambazonian, that day, Saturday the 14th, at exactly 7 p.m. Amba time from, it's a very unique day for Ndonga and Mantum people. Seated during that war draft will be the Supreme Commander of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sarko Ekome, and all members of his cabinet, including the Legislative Council, the Judicial Council, as well as the county head, the country head, and the European stakeholders. We all are coming as one man to stand behind the people of Ndonga and Mantum. This warning is going to all the enablers, to all the intruders, and all those who have denied development and held that county under siege like a rocket on latitude 0 degree, that the time is now. After this war draft, if peaceful diplomacy that we have given you with a red carpet reception to quietly walk out of the land is taken for granted, then I will tell you that the past, which has been speeches and clapping of hands, is not going to be the same. This time is going to be by blood and iron. Fire by fire. Thunder by thunder. We are talking at this moment, remember, from the position of strength. We were coming to you. It's a matter of offensive and not of defensive. We want to tell you that the time is now. What we have in stock, what the people of Ndonga Mantum have prepared for you. After this war draft, you are going to see necromancy in broad daylight. Fellow Ambazonians, Europe is adding its voice, especially together with the entire southern Cameroonians, to tell the people of Ndonga Mantum, move on, don't be frightened, Ndonga Mantum. No turning back again. Move on, don't be frightened. The Savior understands. No turning back, Ndonga Mantum. Move on, don't be frightened. The Savior understands. No turning back again. Move on, don't be frightened. The Savior understands, no turning back. Looking much forward on Saturday, the 14th of August 2021 at exactly 7 p.m. Amba time from. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Long live Ndonga Mantum County. Short live the revolution. Spokesman for Europe, the magnificent Fondo. Ciao.
You need a financial instrument that provides a hedge against inflation, 100% guarantees that you will not lose your money, has tax-free growth and distribution, the ability to take an interest-free loan, avoids probate, provides creditor protection, guarantees your family that your income will be replaced should you die, helps you protect yourself financially against chronic, critical, and terminal illness, and of course allows you to take money anytime for any reason at any age without a tax penalty. You need only as little as $50 to invest per month. Contact Irene Fombo, tel 513-5014-177, or send an email to irenenpmsn@gmail.com.
moshinje kachevani we kuloba ninywe keyunje moshinje kachevani we kuloba ninywe keyunje moshinje kachevani we kuloba ninywe keyunje moshinje kachevani we kuloba ninywe bore ekwe fimo yo shabi gwin fimo lo Omo, you kakuti jet, debo beep sing on that is just the life that we live. Omo, no need tata no, debo jolly way. Sometimes this life no easy. You work so hard any day like you never do. I mean, sometimes you are weak, some you are strong. Tata no me boo be mashi wekae. Omo, yeah. Kuloba ninywe, yeah. Kuloba ninywe, keyunje moshinje kachevani we. Kuloba ninywe, kuloba ninywe, keyunje moshinje kachevani we. Kuloba ninywe, kuloba ninywe, keyunje moshinje kachevani we. Kuloba ninywe, kuloba ninywe, keyunje moshinje kachevani we. Kuloba ninywe. Tatanyo mi buwa me muwa, omo me pulengira tema mja. Kiwe kini me oho, ame yonji amakura jini mgongi. Jisi mentido, jisa magore ya. Tatanyo mi buwa kiwe jale meha. Tatanyo jimi buwa kiwe jale meha. Tatanyo jimi buwa kiwe kini meha. Tatanyo jimi buwa kiwe jale meha. Tatanyo jimi buwa kiwe kini meha. Yeah, meloba ninywe. Yeah, kuloba ninywe. Keyunje moshinje kachevani we. 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 Kuloba ninywe. Sume oh. Kuloba ninywe. Keyunje moshinje kachevani we. Kuloba ninywe. Alimio, berimeo, tatanyo, hey, yeah, berimeo, humlane, yeah, berimeo, yeah.
Has your bank turned you down for a business loan? Even if you have low, bad, or no credit, our network of lenders are willing to grant you a business loan. It is guaranteed. Money to start a new business, increase your business capital, or refinance a current business. Funding Capital Grid is your answer. We've got you when your bank rejects you. We will offer you from $10,000 to $100 million in secured and unsecured loans. We will clean your credit within the shortest possible time. We also finance all property types: multifamily, office, retail, owner-occupied, self-storage, hotels, industrial, and medical. We will also finance equipment like tow trucks, office furniture, dump trucks, cargo trucks, and Caterpillars. Contact us now at office 800-966-1193. Mobile 443-760-5059. Fax 202-521-3950. Email info@fundingcapitalgrid.com. Web www.fundingcapitalgrid.com.
It is ever present, giving a worship, let's praise the my life. You protect my family. You are faithful in my life.
Good morning, good afternoon, fellow televiewers. Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. You are welcome today to the voice of the Ambazonian woman on ABC TV. This is the Horizon with Ma Rachel. We welcome you again, all of you Ambazonians in the Americas, in Asia, on ground one, ground zero, in Europe, all over the world, in Australia. We welcome you again to another wonderful episode of the Horizon. You are blessed people of Ambazonia, courageous people, wonderful men and women, that God Almighty has chosen you and has chosen you, called you to be His own, and is strengthening us and empowering each and every one of us wherever we are, in whatever thing we are doing. We just want to applaud each and every one of us out there doing whatever they are doing. Be you somebody, someone who braces the enemy, receiving the bullets. Are you that person? We'll give you a 21
My
gun
identity
salute.
is complacent. My right is guaranteed. My vote will always count.
Fellow Ambazonians, dear countrymen, despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream.
A place we can surely call home.
At last, my people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Ambazonia, our priceless inheritance.
The land of our forebears.
A place we can surely call home.
A few years ago, a vicious dictator declared war on our sovereign nation of Ambazonia. It is a war we did not seek nor provoke, but are determined to muster every strength we can harness and continue sending the message to our enemy that we have risen to fall no more.
We have paid dues for everything. We pay tax for goods we buy. We pay fuel in our cars. We pay hospital bills and the dues for all other sacrifices.
I can give all I have for the one hope that I have.
Because I hate partiality, and I should proudly Amazonian.
Let's get it straight. The freedom of Ambazonia will not depend on the free will of her enemies.
Independence will be but days away if we get it right with our shared defense.
My dear comrades, I am appealing to every Ambazonian to register with the CID program.
We have no control over our distorted history.
Yes, fellow viewers, you are welcome again to the Horizon, the voice of the Ambazonian woman on ABC TV. We are sorry for the interruption But if you see such a thing like this, it is really necessary. There was some technical corrections to be made. I can see you realize that you could see me much more better. And I just want to thank everyone again who has taken out time to be with the Horizon, with the Amazonian woman, so we could share some ideas. We could just debate on some things, cross our minds, and have you share your opinion through the phone call if you are chanced. There is a WhatsApp number that we can use to reach this program, which is live. So please do not hesitate along the line. If you hear anything, you are moved, you are encouraged to share your opinion, just make a call and we will do that together. We just want to appreciate each and every one of us who has taken our time to be here today. I am not alone as usual. I'm with my patients, and we are going to be talking on some topics. We just want to bring you, many people have been hearing of APP, the Amber Peace Plan. What is it all about? Many of us, I do not have complete knowledge. I am not the architect. I am not the, I do not have full knowledge about it, but there are some basics we have learned, and we just thought we should share with our fellow viewers. And we will equally slide down with you to the first women's convention that was held in Yaoundé a few weeks back. We will just want to highlight some of our opinions on that. And then, Mape, you're welcome. And we are still going to talk on the book, The Echoes of Women's Tears. We are still going to highlight you more on that. And there is a bombshell. Most times when we say bombshell, it is a positive one, but this bombshell, I call it bombshell because we all need to know what is happening with our brothers and sisters wherever they are all over the world. It's something that we've been hearing. Some people think it's a gossip. No, it's no rumor. It's no gossip. It's live. If you had followed a previous um, programs on ABC TV yesterday, the day before, you must have heard about it. And us mothers and women, we can't sit quiet. We equally have to talk about our children, our daughters, our sons, our mothers, our sisters and brothers who are languishing in the neighboring country, Nigeria. We are going to add our voices to it and bring and buttress it with other aspects that we have come to understand that they are not supposed to be facing what they are facing right now. Without taking much of our time, my pay, I welcome you. As always, looking great. Thank you. God bless you. Bless every woman, every son, every daughter of Amazonia. My patience. We have been
Thank,
talking this issue.
thank you, Marichelle. Glad to be here with you again. Greetings to all our fellow viewers and listeners all over the diaspora, particularly those on ground one and ground zero. We are here with you in spirit and in body and in soul. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Mape. I greet you directly because, I always look at the minutes, how much time we get. And I just really want to appreciate the technical team, ladies and gentlemen. There is something a little bit specific. We are starting an hour earlier than usual. This is because of the wonderful event that has been taking place on ABC TV. I want to believe that each and every one of us has been enjoying this prime news that comes out every Mondays and Fridays on ABC TV, which is informing us on what is going on currently. And you are having the chance to meet most Amazonians from every department, every tiers of the interim government coming to share and to share what is going on in the various departments, just informing us, sensitizing us. I want to comment it personally. It's a wonderful program. So that is the reason why we haven't been here last week or the week before. Notwithstanding, we appreciate it because we are flexible people. We are ready to shift in and out so we do not miss out of anything we are doing. And we will assure you that as the days go by. Please just be patient and be flexible with any program. It may shift from Monday to Tuesday, from Wednesday, but we will keep you posted. If you do not have it live, you're going to have it on YouTube, you're going to have it on the satellite, and you can still watch it over and over. You can go to the ABC app. You are going to watch every other program that has been screened, has featured on ABC television. So please, if you are not yet watching live, you will watch us on YouTube. You will watch us through satellite. You will watch us on the rebroadcast program. So please do not think anything has been taken away from you. Nothing has been taken. We are just adjusting to feed in more programs. Once more, you are welcome. My patience, we have this wonderful, we have this wonderful items that we have chosen. We thought it wise to bring it to share as women. What do you've been along the line with the APP concept, that is the Amba Peace Plan. APP. Some people may be hearing it for the first time, some are already deep into it, some are already unconsciously functioning under the APP without realizing it. How do you relate this, Mape, with the four pillars of the government, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative? I mean the three pillars. Which one do you
Yeah,
want to
thanks.
go first?
Thanks, Ma Rachel, for bringing this subject to light. So we really want our people to understand the structures that are in place to help us persecute this war and get to Boya the soonest. The Amba Peace Plan, which was brought on by President Sako in 2018, I believe, really changed the game for us. I would say it's the best thing that happened to our struggle for independence for many reasons. Previously, people just heard about groups belonging to a group here and there. I really don't want to call the names of different groups, but you know what I'm talking about. Under this structure of the interim government, you have LGAs. It's basically defending your county LGA by LGA. We have 13 counties. We have 61 LGAs. The simple truth is that all Southern Cameroonians belong to an LGA. Every one of us, whether you support this struggle for independence or not, you belong to an LGA. If you do not like the LGA that you were born to, that you really belong to based on your father's origin, you can choose another LGA and work at the level of that LGA. But what does LGA mean? LGA, local government administration, is basically the smallest unit. In science, in the body, we talk about cells and organs, and the cell is the smallest unit. So the LGA is the smallest unit that we can function through to get the work done. If I come from Santa and I join my Santa LGA and work to make Santa great in every aspect, being mobilizing people, being raising funds, being humanitarian assistance to our people from Santa, then we go a long way. You don't have one person with the supreme knowledge. You have many people coming together. There's division of labor, everybody with their own talents that they have, coming together to do something for the common good. So, my Rachel, in a nutshell, this APP plan that started in 2018, I really, in fact, I used to sing praise of it every time that I used to write little things. I will write, I say APP, and I will praise it all along, and I continue to praise it today. And I always challenge people. I say, you talk about collaboration. What is the best way to collaborate? The easiest way to collaborate is to join your local government and work through that structure, because the people will see you, know you by your deeds. They will know you by your
Exactly.
deeds. You cannot be just sitting there and thinking that somebody will know you. No, you go work at the level of your LGA and your county, you will be known. Maybe just one day you will be the president of Amazonia. It starts from there. That's basically what it is,
Yeah,
my Richard.
yeah, my patience, that's very true. That is the domain of us talking about the executive body. It starts from the LGA, the local government area. Then, as you rightly said, your local government area is where your mother comes from, where your father comes from, where you went to school, where you are married from, uh, or married to, or where you have a business, whatever connection that you have with a local government area. I don't want to use the name. They used to call it those days district, subdivision, and all. When it says subdivision, meaning that they were dividing people. But now we say it's the local government area, with that area where you can really, the roots where you come from, your roots, where you went to primary school, where you went to secondary school, your high school, your university. You could consider any of those places to be, to just be there and participate in the local affairs of that place, be it Boya, be it Moyoka, be it Idinao, Victoria, be it Konye, be it Bonge, be it Nguti, be it Bangem, be it Mondemba, Ekondo Titi, be it Oyumojok, be it Mafe Central. You can come down, you say, is it Mogamo, is it Ngi, is it Menimo, is it Njikwa, is it Nwa, is it Ako, is it Mesaje, is it Boom, is it Boyo, is it Fungong, is it Balikumba, is it Babesi, you bring them all together. Is it Bamenda Chongwa? Is it Tuba? That those are the places where you say that we call them the local government, and there are 61 of them. And from there you come up, you build the county. When you build the county, you come up now. Before you know it, as my patient rightly said, one day you will become, who knows, that is how you pop up to become the prime minister. You become the minister. Before you know, you become something, the secretary of state. You become the undersecretary of state. By your activities that you must have calmed, that your people will be able to say, we can vet this person, we have confidence in this person. From there you can go to the treasury. From there you can go to the restoration council. We will still come to all of these tiers, because we have just spoken about the executive body. This is where you grow up. Before you know, one day, who knows, Mape, you become the president of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Now, though we are still doing it in the interim, but then if you begin to get yourself involved, engaged in the affairs, this is how the young ones will grow to know you. The ones you will work with, they will know your integrity. They will know whom you are. Is somebody reliable? Is somebody we can trust? You have the defense, you have the health and social services, you have the women's services, you have the Department of Defense, you have the education, you have the youth and sports, you have the infrastructure and natural resources. All these departments, this is how you will grow within a system where the time Amazonia will come, no, you will not be running around. And this system is not for those who are in, only for those who are in the diaspora, because we are just holding it. We are just holding it. Most of us, we have our European, American, Asian, Australian, Canadian citizenship. Yeah, we belong to this nation. So all these structures are being laid down so that fellow Amazonians will begin to have a sense of belonging. begin to have a sense of belonging, not that somebody will come and be toasting you up and down, they'll come and give you a mayor, give you a government delegate. No, this is not what we want. All these institutions are being put in place so people start getting ready and understanding what it means to for the people to be able to say this is the person we want as our local government chair, this is our LGA chair, this is our county chair. So you go out there voting for somebody that you know under a system that you've already understood and you know that it works. So this is why we are here. So really, my patience, let's just talk about also the legislature that has to do with the restoration council that we have in place here. It's the same thing. You must come from your
Yeah.
AJ to go there. I leave it to you, Mape.
Yeah, I believe after the Berlin conference again, during that conference where it was to secretize our master plan for restoration, and also relying on the fact that we as a people will determine our future. It was agreed by the Constituent General Assembly that the Restoration Council will have members represented from these different LGAs. So if you are active in your LGA and the people know who you are, then you could be selected to go represent your LGA at the level of the Restoration Council, which is a legislative body. And that is so important because you participate in making laws, or coming up with bills that help us move towards Boya. Everything is goal at getting us to Boya. And we want to make sure that we have the right uh, um, structures in place. And these structures are based on what the people think are important. Rules do not just come from anywhere. Somebody will sit down and think about something and share with others. And then they think about the validity, whether it makes sense or not. And then they go and vote on it, pass laws. So if you are active through your local government and you are selected to represent your local government at the level of the Restoration Council, that is a big deal. That is very important. You're working for the people at that level. It's as simple as that. So let's all really, really find where our strengths are, because we have so many, many talented Amazonians who are knowledgeable in every facet. Just go place yourself where you can make a difference. Marichel, over to you.
Yes, Mape, thank you. This is really true. You've already just said it. Everything boils down to the executive, because executive going back to your local government so that you will not be, I just, you know, one is tempted just to repeat what we've said again and again, but sometimes repetition is not the lack of knowledge, it's just emphasis so that um we just, or maybe you missed it before, then you may be able to get it now. So please, it boils down to the same thing, belonging to your LGA, because from through your participation and activities, your contributions and what you can do for the people, your willingness, your integrity, all those things will count, that the people will say, this is the person we are sending there to go and represent us, because he or she will be able to defend us, ask questions, and bring information back to us, because not everyone can be in that house. Just someone you will say, we trust you, we carry our load, go there, and this is what we want you to do there, back and forth, top, bottom. Not just a handful of you just go there and you go and stay in Boya and people never see you again coming back home to Akwaya. That is not what we are expecting. We just want to see you. If you go, leave Akwaya and go, you come back, you tell us what happened, and when you are going, we give you our messages you take there. This is the structure we are putting in place. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers, you are on the horizon, the voice of the Amazonian woman on ABC TV. We are just sharing what we have tried to understand the best that we can, So people shouldn't say, why is it that it's only certain people that are there? It's for every one of us, wherever you are. Those who are there for the moment, they are building and laying the foundation. So everything is in place, is intact. That is where bills are taken, laws are being enacted. Till today, some people will want to quarrel that. Why is it that um, it was in that house that the legislator and a group of other people who understood the government, when they passed a bill to say whether it's impeachment bill, whether it's the bill for people to form the LGA and everything, you see everything has been falling in place. And you see, we hear, or it is rumored or already said, that La Republique is planning to put the former president Sisiko as their president in La Republique. That does not concern us. It doesn't concern Ambazonia. It doesn't stop Ambazonia to focus on their mission and having their independence. That is to restore their independence. I beg your pardon. La Republique can have whosoever they want to have as their president. Ambazonians, they know what they want, and that is what we are really vying for. That's why we are giving this information, to know that there are bodies, there are offices, institutions that have been put in place that will let people understand what it means to be in the government for the people of Ambazonia. So that was it with the legislature. Please join your LGA and begin to do one or two things there to enhance the 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 restoration of the independence of Southern Cameroon. That cheated independence that has been stolen, trampled upon. Ambazonia has been on the way for 100 years, 40 years with Nigeria, 60 years counting with La Republique. 100 years is enough for everyone to say it is time to go home. And everyone is called upon to put their hand on the deck. Mape, we still have the 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 judiciary. Thank you. I just lost it. Yeah, the judiciary, which is the legal system of a country, and with laws, high court, customary courts, and all the laws. I'm not a law person, but through research and knowledge, we just take little bit to come and share. Those of you that are experts, we invite you to come, especially to the horizon. We have barrister women in our midst, barrister men in our midst. This is a challenge for you to come. You may explain to the people of Ambazonia step by step how what it means to start preparing a kind of judicial system for your people. That is why, even though it has not been put in place, there is a judicial council already working with lead lawyers who are overseeing some of the affairs of our refugees in Nigeria, or some also overseeing the affairs of our prisoners. So these are some of the things that, because we do not yet have a full control power, we just work alongside with the laws that have been put in place. The international laws, we read them, we try to call to let people enact those laws. But we can assure you that by the time Ambazonia is in place, you will see everything we set as it should be. The courts, the law courts, all of them from top to up will be set up. Mape, for now, we have the the little court that we are using, which is um, the ethics.
For the Ethics Commission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Ethics Commission, as the ethics chair lady
You were
always
there.
says, ethics. Eh?
You were there before, yeah.
Oh
So
yes. As a matter of fact, that's how I joined this government. I was there before. I was the under secretary, and with my beloved friend, late Chairman Shea, who passed away a couple of years ago. We miss him dearly. And just thinking about him, I don't know how President Sako was able to harness him, because He was just able to choose the right person at the right time. And but God took him away from us for God's reasons. The Ethics Commission, as the current chairperson, Ma Dorothy Ngwa, always says, ethics is very important in every nation building. If you don't have people that have that work by being transparent and obey the rules of the law, rules of the land, and uh, and respect every institution, then you have a failed system. So we just need to know that, think about how you rule your own household. Do you let your children do things that are unethical and let it go by? Because if you continue doing that, those kids will grow up to be unethical people, and they will probably end up in the wrong side of the law and maybe in jail one day. So from the very beginning, this is a young nation that we're building. We have to right now respect the rules, obey the Ethics Commission when they call, when they summon people for interviews to clarify situations. We have to respect them. This simple truth is that the judiciary system cannot work now because we don't have the means of enforcing certain things. If somebody is found guilty of, I'll just go be as blunt as possible, say stealing money that belongs to an LGA or mismanaging funds in a way that was as corrupt as possible, we cannot put that person in jail. We don't have the institutions. But at least the Ethics Commission has the data, has knowledge of these people. And by all means, when we get to Boya, those people will not be given the authority or given the permission to take leadership position because we already know who they are. The people will decide the law. They are leaders. So the Ethics Commission is very, very important. We need to respect the leadership of the Ethics Commission and make sure that we build strong institutions.
Yes, thank you, Mape. Let me just throw something to it again because, we are living in a civilized world. We say we are the highest creature that God created. And most of us know the difference between wrong and right. We know when we are doing the right thing. We know when we are doing the wrong thing. And sometimes when you even know that you are doing the wrong thing and you pursue it, you are caught. In a normal situation, mainstream country, if you are caught, the rule of law takes place and you are brought to court. There's a judge and there's everything. You begin to be the plaintiff come, the defendant comes, and they begin to judge, and sentences are passed. Even in that kind of a setting, people are still very adamant, going around doing what they know is not right, with the hope that they will not be caught. But then it appeals here to your conscience and to your integrity. You, as a grown-up person, knowing your situation, the condition where you find yourself, and then you get involved into some kind of malicious act or what those things that you just outlined there. It calls for questioning. And because we do not really have a mainstream physical state where we could send people to prison, this is why this commission is just there to remind us. It is our judiciary that we have in place. Please let it be respected and be held in high esteem, because this is what is going to lead us to be the people we say we want to be. Some say we have our own culture, we have our own background, have our own law, we have our own, we are gentleman people. So gentleman people are people who lives by standard, because you will not put on a white suit and go and stand by the pig's tail. No, you know what will happen. Either the pig will just shake its body, and you know what will happen to your white suit. So it's the same thing that this commission is there just to really to guide us, to appeal to our consciences and enact the integrity that is in you like a human. How do you react when something comes up? That's where we are called upon to politely follow a system and bring in our pleads, our complaints, our allegations, our claims, our complaints and defenses. It is good to just respect what is on ground, because if you say I am paying my CID, that is your civil right, and you can't say I can't go to, if they call me to the ethics committee, I'm not coming. You are violating the laws of the land. How can you say I am drafting, and when they give you the draft money, you do not use it to fulfill the responsibility that has been given to you? Where have you kept your conscience and your integrity? And when they called you for some questioning, it becomes insults. No, you are not the people we are called to. You are not whom you are. Let those things not push people to a corner where it becomes as if we do not know whom we are. Please. So we are just talking on the APP, the Ambazonia um, peace plan, the various pillars that uphold the interim government that we have of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Uh, at the head is President Sako. You come down, you have the Vice President, Dr. Abongwa. You come down to the Restoration Council, you have the chairman commentator. You come down to the counties. I don't want to go giving all the names, I know them. But then, if you are fortunate or you are willing, at every draft, you are going to have the opportunity to meet all the county chairmen, because and chairladies, chairpersons, let me put it this way. So that is the legislate that we have for our people. There's very one important aspect, Mappy, that is also in this APP. Money evolves, everything evolves the money. Mappy, how
Yeah.
does the treasury function? How does it function? It's the same thing, we will still repeat it, but then we need to know. Thank
Yes.
you. Go ahead, Mappy.
Yeah, I think that is so important because before the national treasury that we rightly have now with Comrade Tango Richard at the head and Mar Irene also assisting him, um, at the level of the local government, people had funds in their private accounts. So if you were having people send money with all good intentions to prosecute the war, and the money is staying in people's private funds accounts, and something happens to the person, let's just have it that this person doesn't have any intention of taking the money and using for personal purpose. But if something happens to the person, then you don't have access to your money. That is why it's important to have money that are not located in foundations, in accounts that are controlled by at least 2 3 people. Have money in the national treasury. Your money will not get lost in the national treasury. You have representatives from every LGA or county, I would say county rather, but I think LG also, that are at the level of the national treasury to keep track of your funds. So when you need the money, you just send the requisition and the money will be forwarded to you. The money will not get lost because the system has been placed in such a way that there is great oversight. And I really thank the president for taking this seriously, that areas or counties that do not really have a good um, structure in place where their funds are being controlled by a foundation or NGO that is not under somebody's name will not be drafted, because you cannot have people sending money to personal accounts that you don't know where those money will end up. We've lost so much money the past year, 2020 draft, because of this reason. Rachel, over to you.
Yes, my patience. Yeah, thank you. Let me just add to this, please. Fellow Amazonians, we are in the draft season. We've already drafted for Bui, for Manu, for Ngokitunja and Kupe Maniguba. Notwithstanding, the payment outlets to those LGAs are out there. To the National Treasury, you can pay your money. What my patient just said, let me just add to it. I don't want to too much reiterate. Just that in the days where There was just one key to the treasury box. That is why many things happen. But nowadays, when we talk of the Amba Peace Plan today that we are talking, there is what is at the Treasury Board of Directors, made up of members from every LGA. You, in your LGA, elect somebody from your LGA, your local government area, and send them to the Treasury Board. I don't know if it's monthly or it's quarterly that they hold their meetings. And you, from your LGA, you have the opportunity to see the activities in your, you see your accounts. You go back to your people, you let them know that this is so much that we have in our accounts. From there, that you want to execute from your LGA, and your money will then be through a demand requisition form from the Treasury and the description of your program from the project. From there, your money will be disbursed. So the story that some monies are going somewhere, or people, those people will always be there. You can never know human beings. But then it's also right to put institutions in place that are going to, to take care of these loops. That is why we are encouraging that our people. I was fortunate to be talking with the chairperson. I told, yeah, that every LGA is encouraged to have. In America, they call it the 501c. In other parts of the world, they will call it an NGO. Get an NGO, register your LGA. So from there, you will be able to have the means to have your money directly into your account, into the treasury. So your treasury board, your representative, will be able to oversee your funds and come to you. Nobody will be able to siphon. We cannot say it may not be there. We are humans. But then, if it could have gone to 50%, it will be reduced to 5%, 2%. So this is what we are saying, that they say before one is forearmed. When snake don't bite you, you see headworm, you go run. So you go take precaution. So now why that way the people for Amazonia, the interim government, the structure where they put them down so that every person go start get used to that system. Now say for that side for money, you go pay money for your LGA. You pay them for that. Then when you go reach for treasury, the person for your LGA wey e dey represent una for treasury go dey look that money for, they can dey tell una. If na 1,000 don remain, e go say una be careful, na 1,000 don remain, more raise money again, more contribute money again. Na so the thing dey. So na the structure then that way. Interim government, the Federal Republic of Amazonia, under President Sako, don try for put am for place so that make something not be say na one man. Na una sef go decide for una LGA who go be una chairman, who go represent una for county, who go represent una for restoration council, who go represent una for treasury. Na so una go decide am. Me, I no go be there. My patients no go be there. President Sako no go be there. Na only una for una LGA for Bangem, una LGA for Tico, na LGA for Victoria, the one for Boya. Now una sef, if una wan spoil am, una for spoil am. If una wan fix am, na only una go fix am. But Amazonia, they still go forward because na God ordained. So na the talk that we'll get and we will tell una concerning Amba Peace Plan for today from this voice of the Amazonian woman. We not know everything, but if you get question, you go ask your county chair or your LGA chair. If you don't know your LGA, ask them, call somebody. They will tell you small, they will reach for person where you go know the place where you come out there, go connect you with your LGA. If you're there for abroad, ask your country and regional coordinator. Find them, they will tell you. So now the structure then that way, they don't put them for place or make sure say the time where Amazonia will come, make people they're not confused. So what's I want go, wait till they happen. So when our LGA people then na to go to teach all the things they want na whole on our LGA meeting then. The one that they connect for ground zero or for ground one, then to go to enter the hear this information. And the communique wey president dey talk every time make all man pikin hear, because inside that communique plenty information dey inside wey e go help we tomorrow. Tomorrow some of we no go fit calm because say we still get work for our country the way we get am for white man country. May not be say we go fight all the thing, and so the one we don reach for hand and for people for down there, they no know them wetin for do. So make we start learn am all we now. So make we start learn am. People wey dey dey for house, make una dey learn this thing too. Me I be another country citizen, but I be Ambazonia born, so na why that I dey fight. My patients dey fight, many of us dey fight, so that make we pikin dey get good school, make we get hospital, make we control our own mineral resources, make we fit get our own scholarship, get our own passport, get post opportunity for camp for different places, like different places, then rule ourselves. Na the reason that, because we don see the importance of good governance, and some of we dey enjoy am, so we no go chop leave our people dem for back. And why we dey fight say that we independence wey dem don cheat we dey, make we try make am make come back for house. Na the thing that we get to talk. Mape, I believe say you still get something for Adam.
No, since
Before
we
we
time don start pass, we go for that different topic. Might just make one sentence say, when we talk about collaboration, I really believe say if anybody dey out there wey really want me go boya, whether you hate President Sako like wetin, you hate Chris Ano like wetin, you hate Ma Aringwa like wetin, you hate Ma Rachel, you hate me, but you like Ambazonia. If you love for go for boya, the best thing for you for doing na for join your LGA. If everybody join their LGA, make their LGA strong, we go reach boya so quick, very fast. But if people dey out there where they hate all these people that I don't name them and more, they hate them more than they like Ambazonia for we for go for boya, then the journey will be longer. As that's just the simple truth. So when I take this message, if when I like for we for go boya, so much more than when I hate President Sako, hate all these people around this time, when I join when I LGA, we will reach boya quick. Because this Amba Peace Plan, APP, be the best thing for get us to boya the soonest. Thank you, Ma Rachel.
Thank you, Mape, because now for day way you dey see person wey is strong, wey you talk say you go join diplomacy team, so that more na became write letter then the send am for the side the way they dey send am. Now for there you go know who wey e get something, then you encourage that person say, why you not join this one? More now, no push the thing then quick. So now the same line wey we wan start talk now for mami them and for everybody. We don't change topic, we don't come out APP now, we wan calm now. Though e don stay small, but we think say we still get to talk this talk. Though say Yaoundé be hold some conference. There was a conference that was held in Yaoundé, 3 days conference from the 27th of August to the 31st of August, where um, um, Friedrich Ebert Stiftung Foundation, one of the oldest foundations then for Germany, one of the oldest, decides say he go come for Cameroon. He can't take woman then, different women then for all the area. Then say may they talk about peace, may they talk about social justice. Wait to be peace. Peace now say me will not fight among ourselves. Social justice now say wait maybe all that bad thing the way they don't do am for una, where they don't rape una picking them, rape girls, then give them belly, abandon them. The one the way that the one that don't shoot their foot them, the one that don't cut their hand them, the one that don't burn their houses, the one that they burn their inside house, the one can talk how they feel help solve this problem for these people then. So they be hold that kind conference for Yaoundé. So now with me and my patients now one can ask them whether that conference be really been a correct one where it be really address the thing them way they be talk say they can't gather for talk am. Now with me and my patient want to try, and if you are a woman listening to us, please share your view through a phone call, WhatsApp call. The line is open, +43 2864 178. You can share your voice through that. Mape, I will leave am for you. May you start introduce that topic.
Yes, thank you, Ma Rachel. You don't really introduce them. I think maybe if the technician can play the small video where we show what it happened, maybe people will get an idea what we talk about for that conference will be happen at the end of last month, end of July.
Man begin to play drum, not be even woman dem. It's okay.
I think there was another one.
There was another one.
Yeah.
There is the other one. Man, they can't animate.
Go around and take that computer.
Let's change.
Well, if the third one is not coming up, we can just go ahead.
Yes, Mappy. The screen is frozen. I don't know how it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah, it is frozen. I see it frozen.
Okay, notwithstanding, let's just talk on it.
Okay.
Mappy, what are your observations?
So basically, on that peace conference, which was the first national women's convention for peace in Cameroon, the day 2 on the conference was a core day. The day 2 was a core day. Can you see? Okay, it looks like I'm
I
the only
can
one on the
see you.
screen. Okay.
I can see
So
you.
on the second day, the participants have been there for just express their views about the crisis where they take place in Cameroon, and they wanted to recommend a way forward. And I just want to read some things because when I read it, it gives really the caption of what is going on. Okay, so let me just read this quickly. Day 2 of the National Women's Peace Convention was designed to be the core of the convention, where women would have the opportunity to listen to key speakers as well as participate in discussions to express their views that the crisis in Cameroon, as well as their recommendations for a way forward. Chimamanda started the day through a video workshop message where she made rallying call for Cameroonian women to remain focused on the goal of peace.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Now the sound comes afterwards. um, so he wanted the women to remain focused on the goal of peace and steadfast in the search for peace. The first speaker of the day, Ms. Jarley Amadou Amal, focused on our identity as Cameroonian and the duty this entails to ensure that our individual identities do not take precedence over our national identity. So let me focus on this. So our identity as Cameroonians. So this was a peace conference for Cameroonians. Um, those of us who identify ourselves as Ambazonians could not have been welcome in such a peace conference or participate there because we don't believe that we are Cameroonians. So let's get this straight now that if it's a peace conference on the crisis, and they believe that the crisis is mostly from the regions that they call Northwest and Southwest, yes, they are talking about Cameroonians. They fail to understand that those who come from Southwest and Northwest have already declared themselves as Ambazonians. And they are Ambazonians because of, even when late Tumi made his survey, it was clear that majority of people prefer to be independent Amazonians. So let me read on.
Mape,
Yes,
please let me just comment on that sentence. It is a
sure.
kind of terror. It's a kind of authoritarian, dictatorial kind of something. I will just paraphrase that our individual identity should not overrule the identity,
National,
the
the
national
national
identity.
identity. Exactly.
Just listen to that. So they just want people to disappear, people to be missing. Really, in this life, somebody starts from somewhere, alone, together, building a family, building a culture, a home, a family, the society where you come from, your village, until you get to a country. This is the difference where we have from bottom top. Identify with your LGA so that you can be able to reach up. But this one, they place the national over you, that your individual identity should not overlap that of the national identity. Then the other thing, it was a conference. They said the Cameroonian something. So, which means it is already ruled out. They don't even think that there is anybody that is um, either you are a unionist, you are just a Cameroonian. You're all those people whose Niton, whose levels are in the southern zone, uh, are in um are in Ambazonia, who carried their bags and went to that conference. I wonder how they came back, how they felt. I would really like to have a one-on-one with one or two of them so that let me really ask them how they felt that you went to somewhere that your issue was not even addressed, or your issue was just trashed under the cupboard, the same like people who are suffering from highway robbery. So the whole thing is this. I just wanted to say, just reminded that your individual identity should not overlap. So what do they think? So those are some of the things that they fail to identify the people whom they are, and they claim that they invited people from different regions. How could you say invite people from different regions and you come to tell them that your region should not overlap the nation? Hello.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that means those individuals are not important. Okay, let me just read
Hmm.
on. She said the women have legitimacy to make a loud call for peace and to say emphatically that it was enough. Enough of bloodshed, enough of suffering, and enough of trauma. She said it was time to demand that our institutions perform better in the service of the people. This keynote address was followed by simultaneous workshops that addressed the following issue: the role of women in peace processes, the framework for women's participation in peace process in Cameroon, strategic dialogue as a tool for conflict resolution in Cameroon, and conflict-related sexual violence, psychosocial support, and trauma healing. These sessions offered women the opportunity to interact with resource persons, so they could understand the concepts within the context of Cameroon, as well as make specific recommendations that they thought would enhance the peace process. Okay, I'll end here. So let's just digest this a little bit. You're talking about women calling for peace, and talking about all these little things that I've read, but never mention about the root cause. What caused the crisis in the first place? You can just say your house could be on fire, and the fire is burning your house, and you say, fire, 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 or stop fire, stop fire, stop fire. But you don't do anything. That fire will not stop, right? There was a crisis. People are being killed. People are refugees, which we're going to talk about briefly in a few minutes. People are in refugees, something that never happened in our land. Children are right now orphans. A land that was so filled with wealth, vegetation, crops, farmlands have been deserted. We have IDPs. And you're not talking about the root cause? What created that problem? And even if you don't want to even talk about what created that problem, what could be the immediate fix to stop the killing? So if these women were really serious, they could have marched to Itudi in front of Bia's house and demand that he pulls his military. That's the first step. If you were powerful enough as women to go sit in a conference in a hall and talk about peace in general, then you should have been powerful enough to walk to the president's home and march there and demand that he pulls his army from the area that is causing all this killing, and that you will not move from that area until that is done. Can you imagine what that would have happened? Because the international world would have been seeing this, watching this, but that didn't happen. And you're talking about peace and listing all these fancy things without talking about the root cause. The bottom line is that if you don't talk about the root causes and really understanding the root causes, you can have 10 conferences on peace and women. You will not resolve the problem. That is the fundamental truth. And I thought it was a wasted conference. It was a waste of time. It was just for the ambience of having a conference. It was just a facade. It was just to make La Republique look good. And by the way, I understood that the orchestrators went to Bamenda and bought women and put them in cars and transported them to La Republique land. So these were not our Amazonian women that are suffering. They went and took some market women in the street, paid them some money, and bought them and carried them over to this conference. None of us that are Amazonians, people from the area they call Northwest and Southwest, were represented in this peace conference. It was a failed conference.
Anyway, Mape, they went there, they knew whom they wanted to. As we said before in other news outlet, that as usual, it's just a window dressing. They just want to give the impression, when you are sitting on a circular chair, the thing is spinning you around, there is a movement, but are you making progress? No. So that is the picture I see there, that they just want to give the Republic and whosoever first this Stiftung that went to go and do this thing just wanted to highlight that Cameroon is really doing something to resolve this conflict. But then you cannot go without, when you see a smoke, you have to go to where the smoke is emanating for. You don't not struggle to catch the snake, the smoke. You've already said it. Go down to the root cause. And the question is, were the victims themselves represented? No. And then reading on the news, the reports, the feedbacks from the conferences, the women present there would have just appreciated women who have been fighting for peace all along, whatever peace that was. They were looking for some self-recognition, for people to recognize them, that they have been for a kind of peace hunt. for how long now. So they wanted their names to be called out instead of the issues at hand that they even pretended to go and address there. So looking at the thing, there are so many of those feedback that are coming. And for us, and for me as an Amazonian woman, I would just say it was just another a monologue. It was just another show business, or just another window dressing, just to give the impression. And I said before to this first this Stiftung that came there from Germany, that they purport to be the first, the oldest peace building negotiating NGO in Germany. Wouldn't they have known of the Swiss talk, of the act, the HG that is ongoing, where everyone is crying that negotiations should take place on a neutral ground with warring parties, third parties? How do you think you just went to Yaoundé and pick a handful of women and say you want to talk about the peace? A woman who will be sitting in Yaoundé eating and drinking her beer or her wine, you want to sit her in the same conference with a woman that has been traumatized with an ongoing genocide. You want to sit her in the on the same platform and talk peace? This is also something that I have not, it's a facade, as already mentioned, because you cannot take somebody that has been raped severally and put in the same room with a woman who is happily married, and you want to tell them the importance of intimate relationship with each other. Their
Good
understanding will
point.
never be the same. Their social standard will never be the same. That is just the story that this foundation took out there to go to Cameroon, claiming to want to talk to women who are coming from Amazonia on peace, without asking them, without finding out what has happened, without going to evaluate the situation, the conditions. No, it is not it. So we, the women, the interim government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, we say it was a facade. To us, it was a failure because we've waited for 2 weeks even to hear whether something fruitful has come out from the conference, from the women in the grassroots in those areas from Amazonia, those that even had to give us a sign that something is moving. It is not there. So the conclusions are just as you and I can conclude here. It's not a cooked up story. So thank you very much. We
So,
just map it, yes, leave
Rachel,
that. Yeah.
just quickly before you go to your next topic on refugees, since we don't have much time, I just want to read something
Mhm.
that came on what they wrote. Participant feedback. Women had little or no time to ask questions, make contributions, or recommendations. Participants in some sessions complain and accuse the speakers and coordinators for neglecting their voices and not making the workshop participative enough. Some participants even
Mhm.
complained further when they noticed that their workshop had been closed because of time. Meanwhile, other workshops continued for longer time. Many participants did not have food to eat after queuing for about 30 minutes. I'll just end there that some of the reviews by participants were not pleasant at all. Over to you,
Okay.
Rachel.
Sorry about that. Sorry about the food issue. Really, una wanna be good. Una before cook cocky, una before cook cocky corn, una before cook pakoko, una for fry puff puff, put am for una bag, because not be the first time this one una know say if they call una for that place, if dem no give una sardine and rice and bread, either the bread go finish, sardine still dey, or sardine go dey wey bread no dey. So una before don know say na so e go be. And then una before don already know say the place where they go wan talk the thing wey e dey affect the real people dem no open that door. They go open na some other door, they go make una register fine, and they will know say you wey dey come from Amazonia, you go surely wan go make dem talk that talk. They will make sure say that room no go open. So no be today wey the thing dey. We thank God say knowledge now no be limited. E don spread. Thank God for internet. All man did know as e dey happen. The digital world. So we just want to move to the next one. We have Mape. We have to talk quick in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are laughing at the same time. We are crying. We are bleeding. We are pained and dipped. We are stabbed. We've been stabbed on the back. We keep crying every day because of this genocidal war that is ongoing, ethnic policy that is ongoing in southern Cameroon, Ambazonia for almost 4 to 5 years now, counting. And people think that it is a joke. It is not a joke. And I am personally, and the women of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia under President Sako Ikome Sako, we are very bitter and we are touched with the UNHCR, that is the United Nations High Commission for Refugee, be you the seat at New York, the seat in Geneva, because I tried to call Geneva, they insulted me, be you any headquarter, the one in Nairobi, be you the headquarter, the one in Lagos, people have tried to call and contact, but you do not seem to go through. The refugees, I will not go to them. The refugees, people who left southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, and crossed over to Nigeria, they crossed an international border. First of all, who is a refugee? According to the United Nations definition, they say a refugee is someone facing threats of becoming a victim of a serious human rights violation in, I will put my finger, inverted commas, their country, for reasons of their race, religion, nationality, sex, political opinion, or membership of a particular social group. And if you look at Southern Cameroonians who are in Nigeria today, they will fall under two of these, members of a particular social group. Because for those who want to say they are not Ambazonians, but they say they are Ambazonians, they fall under this membership of social group. For those who say Ambazonia is not a country, is not a nationality, is not a nation, but the people say we have our nation, then they are being persecuted for their nationality. So two aspects defining a refugee under these United Nations laws uh, uh, stipulate who a Southern Cameroonian, anywhere they found themselves, now be in Nigeria or so, they have that status. And the Geneva Convention comes in, enacted in 1949. There are some basic international human rights law that are supposed to sustain the existence of such persons in their host country. We should be feeding, clothing, health situation, possibly education. And you do not have any right to send, to repatriate, to send somebody back to the country where they are being persecuted under no condition until the situation is examined, until it is settled, until situations, even up to today we are talking, the people of Bosnia Herzegovina, whose war is about 20 years ago, they are still hanging everywhere in Europe and America, even when the situation is calmed down. So I wonder how the situation in southern Cameroon, where people are still being hunted, war is still ongoing. People are being killed along the borders of Akko, in Donga Mantung, in Akwaya, in Manu, right down to Oyumojo. People are still being killed. The war is ongoing in Lebialem, in Gokitunja, in Momo, everywhere. The war is still ongoing. Children are not going to school for almost how many years now? And because of corruption, because of the system that has been put in place, we read on newspapers that the chiefs, it is a disgrace. The chiefs at the border city of Oyumojok together with their mayors and their NGO and their SDO whatsoever under these colonial appellations, have been contacted to meet their fellow chiefs on the other side in Nigeria to press them to send Southern Cameroonians back home. That war is over. When was the war over? President Paul Biya declared the war on 30 November 2017. The war has not, no ceasefire has been declared. No buffer zone has been declared. Everyone still knows what is going on. And you sit down to say they should send back vulnerable people home, that the war is over. That is where we come in with the UNHCR. Where are you people? Forgetting the fact that for some months you cut the people's stipends. The cut you used to give them 5,000 naira per month, you reduced it to 2,000, you reduced it. Under whose law? Are Southern Cameroon Ambazonians not the same people like the one in the people who seek asylum or refugee status? Are they different from any other human being all over the world? My patience, I don't know if you are still there, if you are there to add something to this before we begin to round up. It is really a
Well,
shame in the face of humanity.
it is a shame indeed. You've really covered a lot extensively. There's no point me repeating what you've said. I just want to plead with those who are watching or listening that we need to help our refugees. I believe there's a fundraising drive going on right now for refugees that are really suffering, that are getting sick. Some of them have died because of what is going on. We really, really need us as a people to support our people that are embattled. Um, we cannot expect people to leave neighboring Nigeria and go back to La Republic or go back to Ambazonia, where they used to live. Their houses have been burnt. If you're a refugee that was living in Kwakwa or all those areas that have been burnt, where are you supposed to go and live right now? If you leave, go back claiming that the war is over. The war is not over. So we're just hoping that UNHCR, the other NGOs, other organizations will continue to support our people. I don't know if the Red Cross is there. We'll continue to support our people until we get to Boya. And we just want to fast track this going to Boya, where people have to collaborate to make it happen. Because the sooner we get to Boya, the sooner these people can start living lives as decent people, live lives with dignity. Because it could be any of us out there living daily without food. That is pathetic. That is so sad. That is the basics that we need: food to survive. And most of those people are talented people. If given the opportunity, will be able to do things for themselves and their families. But they fled for their lives because life is more important than anything else. They fled for their life. That's why they found themselves as refugees in Nigeria. All their lands have been burned down. They have no homes. And even if they were living in as IDPs, they were not safe because the military is still in their land. So without making this long, we are pleading. The Women's Department is pleading that you help the Department of Health and Social Services to fund them so that these our suffering people can just get basic sustenance of food every day. That's the least we can do. Thank you, Ma Rachel.
Yeah, Mape, thank you very much. And on top of that, we just want to say that there is no individual who will love to leave their home and go to another place and live there. We all saw there was this video circulating on YouTube or WhatsApp one woman was abandoned in the desert to die because she could not continue her journey wherever she was supposedly heading to for greener pastures. Yes, they spoke French. They identified themselves that they are members from, they are citizens from La République du Cameroon. The woman came from Douala. That is somebody who willingly sought out looking for greener pastures, abandoning what she had. It was said she had a saloon. If she had landed in a country, she could have declared herself a refugee, and she would have certainly been taken care of one reason or the other. But here, what we are talking here, what we are talking here is a case. What we are talking here is a case of people who were forced out from their own home. Their homes were burnt, children killed, men killed, boys killed, mothers killed, people were burnt, villages already burnt down, food crops burnt down, destroyed, and the military took over most of the places until the boys started standing up to defend themselves. And these people became homeless before they struggled and crossed the forest and got to Nigeria. There they have become refugees. This is not on a free will base. It is they forcefully left home. So it is despicable, unprecedented to hear that the people they are being forced to come back without any reconstruction that has taken place from nowhere. This is not a situation that they did not leave the land on their own free will. We all know what caused all these things. So for them to be there, and the Nigerian government and the chiefs, the governors and the local government chairmen of those local government areas where they are in Nigeria to be conniving to send them home, that is a crime against humanity. It's against the Geneva Convention. It's against the refugee status. So we are calling upon the United Nations High Commission for Refugee in Nigeria to look into this thing, the one in Geneva to look into it, the one in New York to deliberate on it. Because these are human beings, for Christ's sake. Genocide is ongoing. It's not as if nobody is talking about it. They have burned down homes and villages. Nobody is going to school. The UNESCO is not talking about it. And then life, the highest basic existence of human being, life, you are pushing them back to a place where they face persecution. Then what is the need for this definition of a refugee and the Geneva Convention with international status of protection for individuals coming from war and other disaster areas? What is the need for all this, if at all we cannot stand up for the laws and institutions that we've put in place? So this is just our own information, ladies and gentlemen, from the horizon, the voice of the Amazonian woman. This is our own, and we want to go back with one brother. One information, Mape, I would like this Stiftung, this NGO that came from Germany, to come and do that peace conference and social justice, that what they experienced in Yaoundé, they should be able to write it out and join their voices with the US, the EU, and other countries that are already supporting the Swiss talk for peace negotiation between Southern Cameroon and Ambazonia, that there should be a peaceful negotiation between there should be a sitting, there should be mediation, there should be negotiation. Because what they experienced there, somebody said that even the Stiftung could not do anything because the government in place in Cameroon had already arranged everything for them. Even they could not do anything. So they should be able to write their report and apologize to the people of mostly of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Maybe they were coming to come and talk about the peace, but what they faced did not surmount to their expectation. So they should come out and speak and challenge the situation and enforce for this peace talk that is supposed to take place, and let the independence of Southern Cameroon be restored to the people. And then, do you have something to add, Mape, before we finally close the line?
No, not really. I just want to thank those who are watching us, and again, just plead for our people that we should continue supporting our people that are suffering by all means possible. because they are our families, and that if we were in ground zero, we could have been one of them right now as refugees in neighboring Nigeria, and that the war has not ended despite the misinformation that is out there. It's La Republic propaganda, and working with some people that have no sense of decency in Nigeria. And so we will have to continue working ourselves to protect our people. If you want freedom, you fight for your freedom. You don't wait for anybody to give that freedom to you. That's what we are doing. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Donga Matun draft is coming tomorrow. This is another civil rights for each and every one of us to be out there to continue doing what we are supposed to do, to keep the fire going, because it is, as my patient said, it is not given, it is fought for. You have to take it gree. So this is what we are doing. We are sad that we are losing our people. Our people are being tormented. People are being maltreated. Even when they've run from the scene, they go because of corruption or conniving attitude. They are being sent back to die. But God Almighty is with us all. Let's all stand up and do our civil rights, do what is right, protect our people, work hard to build Amazonia, and don't go out there fighting, insulting each other, because it is not that which will take us there. It is what we will do together, collaborate, and work towards the common goal, which is Boya, that is going to take us get there. Please, fellow Amazonia, it is a call for concern. It's a cry from the women that we put our hands together and tie the bundle. Fighting, stabbing, all this will not take us anywhere. Cheating ourselves will not take us anywhere. It will only delay the process. Pretense will not take us anywhere. We are begging all of us to come on board. If you are an Ambazonian, fight a good fight for the liberation of Ambazonia. We just want to thank you today. Mape, did you have something?
No, I said amen.
Okay. We just want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, men, fellow viewers, sympathizers, and friends of Ambazonia. We want to thank each and every one of you who made this evening a possible one. Just go to YouTube, you will watch it. Go on the satellite, it will be rebroadcasted. You will watch us and get the little that which we can share. We just bless God and thank God for our life, each and every one of us. And the women who are coming to the prayer room, please keep coming, because they need our prayers. Our prayers are needed. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power in high places. So, ladies and gentlemen, prayers do count, the draft do count, your moral support, your nice talks, and all whatnot will take us to Boya. Thank you for today. Stay blessed. Next week, same time. Thank you very much.